I'm going to be talking about how the American school system is here. I have a friend named Julie. Hi, Julie. I talked about this with her, and I'm always talking about how our school systems are different from here in other countries. So this is going to kind of focus on how my American school system is, my experience here as a student, as I've been, since I was little. I've always lived here. But this is just kind of like what I go through every day. So here is my experience. So today I have one of my friends that's going to be helping me. We're really close, so she was kind of like helping me make this list of things I can talk about. But Ashley, you want to come sit down? As she awkwardly sits down.
I'm an awkward person.
So, really quickly, this is Ashley, and we've been friends since middle school.
5th grade to be exact.
Yeah, she thought it was really weird, but that's a completely different story.
I thought it was really what?
You thought I was really weird. That's a completely different story, remember?
I thought you said it was really weird. I'm like,
well, it probably was a little bit.
It's weird that we're friends since 5th grade. Like,
yeah, so we've known each other since middle school, but so we've gone through high school together, so we know like what our high school life was like.
Yep.
But we're gonna talk a little bit about our high school, and we can also talk some about middle school and elementary school for the younger ages. But it's mostly going to focus on high school and how our senior year is going, because I know that from what I've heard, our senior year is completely different from what other countries might have. Like we have graduation and senior pictures and all these other things that like we get to do. Things that we get to do. But then there's also things that other schools in other countries, they get the privileges of other things that we are held stricter to. So that's what we're going to talk about here. My day at school, it's different each day. I'm going to stop saying So my day is, it's different this year because I'm a senior. I'm in 12th grade. I need you to start counting my ums.
What?
How many ums am I saying?
Okay, hold on.
She needs to count my ums. Bad me. So I go in at every other day. It's different. A days. We have A-day, B-day schedule, so that's different. My light's being weird. That's different.
My light just turned off.
That's different from like different days. I'm gonna keep saying that. So I'm being really awkward at this. A-day, B-day schedule is different every day. When I was, like, this year as a senior, I go in on A-days, I go in at 10:40-ish, and I stay till 2:20, which is the end of our school day, so everyone gets out at 2:20. But I specifically go in because of my schedule at 10:40, and then on B-days, I go in at 9 o'clock, and I go in from 9 to 2:20. So it's different every day, and a lot of other kids, like you leave early. Sheila goes in at 7:20, which is the time everyone starts at school, and then
I leave around 11:15 every single day.
But it wasn't like that before. That's like a completely different thing. But
We'll talk about that later.
But it's not like that anymore. Like it used to be that she would stay the whole day.
Yeah,
but no,
I would be there from my bus, because I rode the bus to school. My bus would get there at 6:50. School started at 7:20, and I would leave at 2:20.
Yeah, so our full school day from when we were freshmen to juniors, when we couldn't leave the building unless we were like sick or something and our parents came to get us or we left on our own because we could drive, was from 7:20 to 2:20, which is a really long time. And I'm really glad that this year I get to leave early. Actually, last semester, even though it was my senior year, I still stayed. I aided for teachers, so like I would run errands for them.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of leads into like how I'm close. We have close relationships with our teachers, but I'm gonna finish our like Bell's like 8A, day, like how we go in at different times. And when we were in middle school and elementary, like we definitely did not get the opportunity to leave and come early or late or whatever because we were too immature and we were too young.
Well, plus
it's a pretty strict like 7:20 to 2:20 schedule. I think our middle school schedule was from 8:10 to 3:10.
Yeah.
Was that right? Yeah. So
and then elementary was like 9.
It was like from 9 to 4.
Yeah.
Because we always talk about how the middle school, the elementary school, and the high school should switch because we have to wake up or I don't have to anymore, but I used to have to wake up so
like little kids,
early.
Little kids, they get up early intentionally, but like teenagers, we want to sleep in.
We're just like, no, I don't want to get out of bed.
10 more minutes.
So that's how our like bell schedule is. It's really strict here in America, at least for our school, for elementary to middle school to.
It's even harder to like leave because you have to like.
Oh my gosh, the sign out process is like
if you don't have
frustrating.
If you don't have senior option, if you have senior option like we do, you either just sign out like your name on a piece of paper because they have like a list of everybody, or you just walk out, which I get to walk out. Explain that later. But if you don't and you need to leave, you have to have like a note from a parent. You have to have like a pass and everything. You have to show to your teachers to get your makeup work. You have to like call. And
it can be a big mess, and they're not very nice about it either. Like if you like don't have a note, or you like, they have this thing where since I've worked in the office before, I'm gonna make this video is gonna be really long. But if like a kid just wants to go home and they don't want to go to their academy secretary, which we have like 4 different wings because we have so many kids, for secretaries to call home, kids will like text or call their parents like in the bathroom, because it's so awkward to go into the secretary and be like, oh, I don't feel good, can you like call my mom? Because it's like half the time the parents like don't recognize the number and they don't pick up the phone.
Well, what I do is if I were to go home from some sick or something, I'll text my mom and be like, I don't feel good, and she's like, okay, I'll come pick you up. And then I'll be like, well, I have to have the office call you. I'm not allowed to leave the building unless they write me a pass. So then that way my mom has like a heads up to like keep your phone like by you so you answer the phone.
Yeah, I don't do that. I usually just like text and be like, can you like call the school and like tell them that you're coming to get me, because it's easier. Because then they'll just like, I can just go back to class and then I'll get a pass, instead of me going all the way down to the secretary and like trying to explain it and then trying to get the parents to pick up the phone. And it's just
maybe like, oh, when you're sick and you go to the office to have your parents like call, like if you're at the office, call your parents, you have to fill out a slip that says the reason why you're calling. You have to put down like, I'm sick, and then the person you're calling and their phone number and everything.
But it used to be different. It used to not be like that. They just did that recently. Where you just
I remember doing that a few years ago. I had to do that.
Well, they changed my secretary like this year.
You have the viewing, right?
Our relationships with our teachers. Relationships with
stupid light. It keeps going on and off.
Okay. Relationships with teachers, for us, each of us has like a different relationship with our teachers because we have different classes, but we still have some of the same teachers. Like, we have classes.
We have the same English teacher, but we don't have English together.
Yeah, and other than that, we don't have any teachers together. But we're in the same grade.
Yeah.
And we, like, I know that, I think that what happens in some countries is that you have school, like, when you go into your classroom, you have the same class with, like, every kid. So, like, you'll go from, like, math to, like, biology or some other science, like, with all the same kids. But with us, like, you walk into one classroom, you've got a bunch of kids, and then you walk into another. If you have someone from the class before you in that class, you're lucky, because a lot of the time you have a completely different set of kids in the next classroom. So you get to make a lot of friends that way. Yeah. You get to meet a lot of people, but I still don't know, like, half of my senior class.
I don't either.
Like, even without, I still barely know half. No.
I think for the relationship with your teachers, I think when you student aid, which is something that you can do in substitution of a study hall. Like, if you don't want to go to study hall.
Because everyone hates study hall. Oh
yes,
my god, it's horrible.
It's horrible. If you don't want to go to, like, study hall, you can go to a specific teacher that you choose and say, hey, do you need help during this period? I can run errands for you. And then they'll, like, most likely they'll let you.
Unless they already have somebody, which I've gone on that experience before.
Me too.
Yeah.
But when you student aid, I think you get closer to the
because
teacher.
you like run errands with them, like run errands for them, and you know you're not actually like in the class like learning, doing the work. So if the teacher's not like actually like talking, you can talk to them because you're not actually doing the work in classwork. So
you can kind of, I guess you can kind of get like an inside scoop of like, oh hey, what are they learning today? And like you can like grade papers, because I've graded papers before.
I think it's funny grading papers, especially if like you know the kids.
Yeah, like you grade papers or you go to the office.
But for me, like some of the teachers I'm close with my Spanish teacher. Actually, the past 2 years I've had different Spanish teachers. But the past 2 years, both my Spanish teachers I've been actually really close with. Even like I am so close with my second grade teacher from elementary school. My teacher, Miss Kostler, I see her at my church when I go to church on Sundays, and she's so sweet. And it's nice to know that, like, she can still talk to me even after all these years, and that, like, I'm not her student anymore, because obviously I've grown up. But I've gone to lunch with her once or twice, like, she was my teacher, but, she's also my friend, and she's watched me grow up.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm close with not all my teachers. I'm inviting teachers to my graduation party, but...
You are? Which ones?
That's different. I'll tell you later. But I am inviting teachers to my graduation party because I can walk into class early, and I can have a conversation with my teacher before the class starts. Or even during class. Like, if something pops up in my head, and I just, like, randomly want to say something, I'll say something. Like, as long as I'm not interrupting our conversation. And then my teachers, at least my Spanish teacher, or Miss Musi does it too, but they'll talk about themselves too. Mm-hmm. It's not just us like inputting like our day. Like Miss Musi like was talking about how she wanted to buy this house and like all the like stuff that was going on and like her life. Mm-hmm. And so it's not just coming from our end. Like our teachers want to be our friends. They want to be our coaches. They want to be our support system. So it's nice to know that, okay, not all of them, because some of them are just jerks, but a lot, the ones that I've had at least, like, have wanted to back me up and, like, be there for me, even if, like, it wasn't on, like, an academic scale.
Yeah, and not just, like, academically, too, but some of the substitutes, not all of them, but some of the substitutes are, like,
Granchi.
I love the Granchi. Mr. Granchi is a substitute that we have, and, he is, like, the best substitute ever. Everyone, like, loves him.
I'm sure I don't know if you guys, like, other countries, like, have substitutes where, like, if your teacher's in every class, like, you still have to go to class. Like, you still have class.
If your teacher's sick or whatever, they find a replacement.
Yes, you don't get to skip class. The teacher, if they're sick, they still send in stuff that they want you to do, even if it's just stupid things. And the sub has to present them, and you do them, and they make sure that the class doesn't get set on fire or something.
But back to the teacher thing. The teachers are not only your teachers for, like, your academics, but they're also, like, your coaches.
And they're also, like, in, like, clubs. Like, I'm in student council, and the two heading, like, making sure, like, the kids are, like, on track with the money and stuff like that for different events. Those are two teachers. So the teachers have, like, extra jobs in what they do. And our principals are, like, really involved in, like, football games and different sports, and they're usually they're at prom. They kind of have to be, though, because, like, it's like a safety thing.
Yeah.
But our teachers are just involved.
And, like, one of the we have, like, since we have 4 different, like, wings of the school, I guess you could say.
No, we have more than 4 wings. We have P wing and W wing and L wing and
well, we have like 4 different academies, I guess you could say, which has like 4 different principals.
Next, we're gonna talk about academics. We're gonna talk about academics, and it's kind of gonna go into our graduation, how we do graduation here, or at least our school does, which A lot of the surrounding schools have the same
My pants.
system. So, my cat is rolling on the floor really weirdly.
Okay, so academics. To graduate, you have to have 4 years of an English class. 4 years of English. 4 years of math. 3 years of science.
Something like that. Yeah. Are you going on the honors scale or the regular graduation?
The regular.
Okay, yeah.
3 years of science. 3 years of history or social studies. And 2 years of a foreign language. And 1 year of some kind of art class.
Yeah, most of us at least have 4 or 5 arts, because with how many what do they call electives you have to take, because you have to take so many credits per semester or per year.
Per year.
So they bumped it up, but it was that you had to take at least 7 credits, which is kind of like 7 classes, depending on if it was. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
7 classes. 7.
Now we have 8 classes.
7 credits per year, not semester, because of the way they're divided weirdly. So with how we do our system, we have to have like so many classes to graduate, and I am trying to do an honors diploma, which everyone's like, it's just a sticker on your diploma, which I want, but if I don't get it, I'm not going to cry because I'm still going to graduate. So that's like academics. Like we have to have like so many different classes, but it's a lot more lenient because we have 4 classes a day. But I'll let you do the skinnies. You can say how our skinny mods are.
Okay, so
our bell schedule is that we have 4 full periods each day, which are an hour and I'm gonna mess it up. It's an hour and
a half.
Hour and a half, yeah.
So posting. Okay, so sorry. Okay, so as you said earlier, we have a day schedule and we have B day schedule. So for I guess you could say like the average student, it's probably a bad way to put it.
It's different for everybody.
But most people have like 4 classes each day that are like an hour and a half. And you have 4 classes on A day, and you have completely different 4 classes on B day, and they all add up together to 8 classes. But there are some people who have this thing that we call skinny, which is a class that they have 45 minutes, and they have that class every single day.
Yeah.
So
I don't like skinnies.
For example, I don't have any skinnies, but
neither do I.
But
They did. I had them before.
I did my sophomore year. For example, hopefully this is a good example. If I had an hour and a half class of like English and then an hour and a half class of math, I would have English one day and then I have math the next day and then it would repeat. But if I had 45-minute math class, I would have math class
and then
every single day.
And then like normally how the schedule goes, like if she had. You really can't just have one skinny because it's awkward on the schedule. So if you have one skinny, you have another one.
And you have those 2 classes every single day.
Or study hall, depending on yours.
The whole point is that because of those 45-minute classes, our bell rings every 45 minutes.
Yeah, and it'll ring in the middle of class. And like if you didn't know like how our school system worked, you'd be like, "Oh, the bell ring! Shouldn't we be like leaving?" And it's like,
but if you have an hour and a half class. And the bell rings right in the middle of class, you still have to stay in that class until the second bell.
You kind of just ignore it. And most kids, like, we know when the bell's going to ring. Like, we are kind of like...
We're so used to it. We're like, oh, it's 8:10, the bell's about to ring, you know?
It's like, the bell's going to ring in 3 minutes. Might as well pack up my stuff. Like, we don't wait for the teacher to dismiss us. Like, it never happens. Like, they can still be talking in the middle of a lecture.
Some teachers...
And we're done. Like, we're just like, adios, see you later. You can't hold us in this class. There's, like, 20 of us or more, and there's, like, 1 of you. Good luck!
Yeah, like some teachers, there are teachers who are like, stop packing up, you got 2 seconds before the bell rings, and I'm still talking.
No one cares.
And no one cares. And as soon as that bell rings, whether the teacher's done with their sentence or not, we are out of that class.
Yeah.
Like, we're
sorry. And most of the time, especially at the end of the day, like, in both my classes that I have at the end of the day, I'm lined up at the door 5 minutes before the end bell rings.
Like, that's what we do too.
We leave at 2:20. Like our bell rings at 2:20. I am standing at that door at 2:15 talking with my friends. I don't care if the teacher still needs to, like, give us a lecture or give out homework or something. I don't care. He can wait. He can give it to me next class because by 2:15, my patience is up. I'm not listening to you anymore. My brain is not here. My brain is wherever I'm headed next.
Is this towards?
And then, like, what we were supposed to talk about next was graduation. For us is like a huge deal. Like here in America, you graduate from high school. Woo! You're starting the rest of your life.
Welcome to the real world.
You get to choose what you want to do with the rest of your life. Scary? Doesn't matter. You're gonna go there anyway. Because unless you're like having to repeat a year in high school,
hopefully not. After 4 years in high school, you graduate, they kick you out, and then you're on your own. Like, good luck.
Like you just. But anyway, our graduation, like, we have so many requirements that we have to do. Like right now, I'm not gonna pull it up, but there's a schedule on my refrigerator that's like, oh, like April 10th, we had our senior survey due. And then, announcements were April 10th through the 11th, so we had to go pick up our announcements, which are, like, I'm not going to go get one, but I have mine. They're, like, folded up piece of paper, like letters almost, and it's like, we can send these out to our family members or friends or whatever, and, like, be like, yeah, so-and-so, like, oops, I'm going to cut that out. So-and-so, Lenny, which is my name, I'm not going to say my last name, is graduating, so I can send that out to my family and my friends that even if, like, they can't come to my graduation ceremony, they know, like, hi, I'm older, I'm graduating now, like, you might not remember how old I am, but it's here, so I can send those out to my family, and it's got, like, a little time of, like, when the graduation ceremony is, and, like, where it is, and, it's got our alma mater on it, and so things like that are in that.
Yeah, we, also for graduation, we, like, okay, this is, like, your graduation party is, like, completely, like, on your own, up to you if you want to have one or not, but, like, the thing that happens in America, I don't know if it happens there. What we do here in America is after you graduate, we have what is called a graduation party, and, like, again, like I said, that's completely up to you, like, how you want to do it, when you want to have it. It's nothing to do with the school, but it's just something, like, kind of fun, like, you invite your family and your friends and different people to come and celebrate with you and congratulate you on graduating, and
that's what the inside looks like. And then
probably can't see it. Get closer.
Come on, focus.
It's very plain.
Yeah.
Looking.
Well, and then we put our name cards like right there.
2015.
Woo! Class of 2015, which is whatever.
It's here. Okay. So next thing.
I'm not ready. Well, okay. So really quickly about our graduation is we actually like walk the stage. Like if you've seen American movies, like you've seen like cap and gowns and like walking, like they call your name and like walk up the stage and get your diploma, which you don't get. Which we actually don't get when you walk across the stage.
You get a blank piece of paper.
You get an empty folder.
And then you go, after the ceremony, you go to another room
and you actually
pick up your diploma.
Yeah, so it's like,
which is stupid.
You know, whatever. But so we actually have to do like a couple different things in preparation. Like we have a graduation like rehearsal the morning of, so we have to be bright and freaking early in the morning. I don't remember the exact time.
8 o'clock.
Oh, she remembers it. Okay, 8 o'clock in the morning. There, like to be able to like know like who am I standing next to out of like the 500 kids that are graduating. Like, am I like
how to walk?
Because we're doing it in alphabetical order, so I don't know who I'm going to be sitting next to. I have no idea. Like, I don't know if I'm going to know the person on my left or my right. I might not know them. So, I feel like and then later that day is the actual ceremony where everybody, you know, comes and watches, which is in our career center. And then pretty much like after the graduation ceremony, you've gotten like your diploma, and you know you have time, as long as you catch people, you have time to like say goodbye to people, because graduation, like the actual ceremony, unless you go to the barbecue the next day or whatever, because our schools having a senior cookout, remember? the Friday
Oh,
after.
yeah.
I
was
don't
like,
know. That's completely different. But
she's talking about.
But unless you go to like the senior cookout, which is the next day when they have like this big lunch for all the seniors to come like say goodbye, most people just say goodbye at graduation because
I doubt that anyone's gonna show up at that cookout.
Because at graduation, like, that's the last time everyone's together. Because a lot of people after that, like, they have the graduation parties, but then they go off to school. There's a lot of people that go out of state. There's a lot of people that stay in state.
There's a lot of people that move away.
You know, and a lot of people, you know, over the summer.
No one's going on that cookout.
Like, over the summer, a lot of people go on vacation because, you know, next year they're starting college, so they want to go do something fun. So graduation's like the last time you see everybody, and it's gonna be a really sad time. I'm gonna cry.
I know I'm gonna cry.
I'm gonna be like a bawling mess.
I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna miss you. I still don't talk about it.
College here, I don't know if it's different for other places. I could be just rambling, but
You are.
gonna give her a really dirty look. How we started applying to colleges I started applying back in like October and November.
Me too.
And I mean that may seem really early, but that you have to know, like, everyone has to know where they're going pretty much before May 1st.
Yeah.
That's like the cutoff deadline for all colleges.
It's
because
like the national decision day.
Yeah.
What we call it here.
And a lot of people, if you do early decision,
You're pretty much guaranteed. Not guaranteed. I can't say.
No, I
guaranteed.
can't say. You can't
say that.
Because I did early decision or early acceptance or whatever for college, and they didn't take me.
But okay. What I meant to say was, if you do early decision and you apply like early or whatever,
Which usually early decision starts in like September.
Yeah, your application is like one of the first
they
looked
see.
at.
Yeah.
So
you have a better chance of getting
you
in.
get like if they do want to accept you, you get your acceptance letter.
Like,
you're supposed to get it before everyone else, but that's not always the case.
Every school is different how they like. Sometimes they do it like on a rolling basis, and sometimes they have like a specific date, or it depends if you're like how close the college is to you, I guess, or like if it's a university or if it's college.
Yeah.
It's different, but you're going to a college, right?
A university.
Oh, you're going to okay. You're going to a university. I'm going to a college, which I don't really get the difference. I think universities are bigger and colleges are smaller.
No, that maybe I do know that the university, college, whatever that I'm going to is private, so it costs more money. I don't know. Is yours private or public?
It's definitely private. I saw the price range. That's not cheap.
Like private colleges that we're going to, they are a lot of money, but like public colleges are like cheaper.
Especially if you stay in your area. Like if you stay in state and like in your hometown, you can usually get scholarships, like really good scholarships. Mm-hmm. And you can stay at home.
That's how I'm paying for college.
You can stay at home, so you don't have to pay for like room and board in like a dorm room.
Yeah.
And
I'm doing where I am commuting, which means I'm staying at home. I'm not living in a dorm room. I'm not moving out of state. I'm living at home, and then I'm just...
Which is saving her a lot of money in the long run. Like, It's going to be a lot easier for her to get a car. And, if she ever decides to get her own apartment, like, it's going to be a lot easier for her because she saved the money.
Yeah.
We both already have accepted our colleges, like, which one we're going to go to. So that means that, since we did it before May 1st, we had to, like, get our, like... Have you signed up for your classes yet?
No, because I still have to spend $200 in.
Oh, well, I still have to sign up for my classes, which I don't really know exactly how I'm doing it. I still have some things to learn. But I sent in my, like, deposit saying I'm coming. And I still have to let other colleges know that have accepted me that I'm not going there. But I'm just still going through the process of getting everything set up and, like, ready for me to move. And I'm going to have to go out for orientation, which is, like, when I figure out, like, what classes and all that stuff this summer. But, I mean, pretty much what I'm saying is we know, like, way ahead of time, like, where we're going. And we can pretty much apply anywhere we want. So we've got hundreds and thousands of colleges that we can choose from. And that's daunting because it's, like, pretty much as long as you have the money, or like you can get scholarships or whatever, you can go wherever you want. I mean, we're not limited to that. We can go wherever we want. I could have gone somewhere in California.
Most people have to like fill out a scholarship, which is like you fill out like each scholarship is different, but most of them are pretty much structured the same way.
Yeah.
Like you fill out your basic information, and then you have to write like an essay about whatever question they want you to answer, and then you have to get your transcript, which shows all your grades from all the years and your.
It's like a long process,
and your
even
class
for.
rank, and you have to get like recommendation letters from teachers and stuff talking about like, oh, you should give her this scholarship. But that's like most people have to do that. But then like if you're like that special person who's like really good in sports or whatever, you have the chance to get like a full ride scholarship to like whatever college.
Yeah.
You can like if you play basketball, you can get like a basketball scholarship or whatever to whatever college.
There's a lot of requirements. It's like if you have to like really look in the fine prints for scholarships, like to see like how you qualify and what it goes toward.
Each scholarship is different. Like some scholarships are like specifically for this type of.
Like I looked for mine since I have like a disability, like with my eyesight. I looked into someone like the eyesight like disability. There's scholarships for pretty much everything out there. So I looked for one with, a learning disability or an eyesight disability. And so I filled out a couple of those, but I haven't got anything yet. So
but I came across a lot of sports scholarships, and I couldn't do those because I'm not in
a sport either. Which I don't really regret not being in a sport because I
kind of do.
Enjoyed my high school experience. I've done a lot of different things. I
kind of regret it, but that's.
Well, that kind of goes into how we have. Our school is like our school is special because we have career techs and we can kind of go in a minute. We have career techs and our school is like a special arts school.
Yeah, we have. Sorry, I'm gonna just jump on. What you're talking about? Go ahead. Okay, we have for our arts we have 7 different choirs. We have. I don't even know how many dance classes.
We have like 3 different kind of bands that you can be in.
Yeah, we have 3, probably more. I'm not sure. I'm not band. Different kind of bands. We have
different levels of dance classes.
Yeah, we have different classes for art.
We
have
so many
drama. We have drama classes.
Yeah. And then it kind of goes into like we have a lot of like.
We can talk about clubs. We have clubs.
Well, we have lots of like. Gym classes. There's different kind of gym classes you can take and health classes and then it kind of goes into like we have sports and clubs. Like I'm in student council. I'm also in an international club. I thought about being in Key Club. We also have a Gay Straight Alliance club, which I was kind of interested in, but I didn't go into. Nothing against them, but I just didn't think I had the time or anything.
We have Spirit Club. Yeah, and the sports that we have football, we have basketball, we have cheerleading.
We have baseball, I'm pretty sure, too.
Yeah. Baseball.
Wrestling.
We have lacrosse.
Cross country. Track.
Golf. We have golf.
Yeah.
We have swimming.
Well, we have two different tracks, actually, because we have, what is it, fall track and spring track?
Yeah, maybe I know.
Yeah, we have 2 different track seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, another club, because I'm thinking of Megan. We have, like, Science Olympiad.
Speech and debate.
We
have friends in that.
Oh, there's other, like, what's that math one? Mm-hmm. There's, like, a really competitive math program we have.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, there's just so many different clubs that you can join. It's very open. One of the
National Honor Society, which is
we even have like our own newspaper. Like our school has our own. It's called the Eagle, and every month we get an issue out. It's like one of the first Fridays. It's either the first or last Friday of the month.
Yeah.
And we have like a newspaper of like all the events going on in school and like updates and stories. So
yearbook staff.
Yearbook staff. Which our yearbooks are huge.
We have also, along with the whole yearbook and newspaper thing, we also have a creative writing class and a journalism class that you could take.
Yeah, and we have like other classes these are like all electives. But different, like I have contemporary issues, which we pretty much just watch like the like world news and watch documentaries on like different events. And then we have like Holocaust class.
We have World War II, where we strictly just learn about that war.
Yeah.
The entire time.
So we have like different classes that like correlate with different things that you're interested in. And then we have like the regular like biology and like
we have
like biology and chemistry and
we have like algebra,
world history and like government and
AP classes.
Like we have a lot of AP classes, which
we have geometry,
which are for like
calculus.
AP classes are for like we have like 30 different levels of classes. We have regular, and then we have honors, and then we have AP. So
AP is like college type.
Well, we get college credit for it, but
yeah, it's supposed to be like college type courses, but I really don't feel like it is.
I don't know. I like honors and AP because you're not stuck with the dumb kids in class.
So mean.
I'm sorry. It's the truth. You don't get stuck with the dumb. You don't get stuck with you are with smart people, so you can like you
but
get stuff done.
When you get to senior, you kind of don't really have.
I thought you were about to say you don't really care because we both have senioritis right now.
No, we mentioned earlier a couple of times about this thing called career tech, and what career tech is at our high school is it's basically any career that you want to take. You like, I personally was in the cosmetology one, and then we have photography, we have video production, we have construction.
We have like a school of business. We
go construction, and then some of them, like if you want to take culinary, which is like cooking, you have to like go to
a different school.
But anyway, I personally took cosmetology, which meant that
she likes to do hair, nails, and
okay. So my I said so my junior year was when I started my career tech, and it basically just my junior year, my senior year, it basically just prepares me to go into that career. So it teaches me everything I need to know about doing somebody's hair.
So she could like go straight into having a job and not go to college if she decided to.
Yeah. It teaches me about doing hair, nails, like different things you need to know, like diseases and all that stuff that most people don't realize. And then you're in that for 2 years, so you're in your career tech from junior year and your senior year. And for Cosmo, around April, like beginning of April.
Yeah, you just took yours.
At the beginning of April, the senior class, we go up to Columbus and we take what's called a state board test.
She passed, by the way.
It's called a state board test, and you have to there's people judging you, I guess you could say.
It's probably pretty nerve-wracking. But it's not like that for every career tech. I know the nursing does.
Oh yeah, we have nursing too.
Nursing, you get your nursing license.
They had to take a test too.
Yeah, that's another one that has to take a test.
But the rest of them, I don't think they do. Photography doesn't.
Most of it's just you get experience in that field. So when you go to get a job and you go to college, you already have a background in it. So it helps you out a lot. Paul.
Speaking of,
so we have the different health they don't the health tech, and I know the school of business, and I know culinary. They take a test to say they know what they learn an exam, but they don't have a license in that because there's not really a license you can get for some of those, but they just have that experience, which is a great backup for you.
For speaking of experience and going out and doing things, for my career tech, the beginning of senior year, I had to do what is called an internship, and I had to go to a salon, and I had to intern, and I got to learn hands-on what it's like to work in a salon and have clients and everything. And then I recently, 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I got my license, which means that I'm done with that class. There's nothing left for them to teach me. I'm done. I have my license. I can get a job now if I wanted to. So that is why I leave every day at 11:15, because I don't have class anymore.
Yeah, I'm not in a career tech, so I don't
It's probably so weird. I'm fixing my shirt.
I'm not in a career tech, so I don't have to worry about that. But I mean, I kind of regret not taking. But I kind of regret not taking one. But I like how my schedule ended up turning out. So, but yeah, career tech is like not what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So we both had like different experiences in high school because career tech, non-career tech.
Career tech, no.
But I feel like I took a lot more electives than you did.
You took a lot more academic classes because
I also had a lot more study halls than she did. I had a lot more free time.
With career tech, it's 3 hours of your day.
Yeah.
So basically, it all breaks down.
Sorry. I have tire in my nose.
It all breaks down to like those 3 hours for that career tech. Basically, you're taking 2 classes. Is basically what it is. Because for Cosmo, you have your lab time, which is like you're doing the hair on the mannequin, you're working out, and then you have theory, which is like the book work and
which is just her. Like every career tech was different. So
well, that's my personal. I don't know about any of the others.
Yeah.
But so since it's 3 hours of your day, you only have time for 2 other classes. So your options are really limited. You can't really take extra classes.
Yeah, it was sad because she had to drop out of choir. What, last year?
Junior year, I couldn't take choir because my schedule only had room for my 4 academics, math, English, science.
Which really freaking, it sucks that you can only fit so many different things in your schedule.
And then my career tech. But this year, since I am not taking a science, I could take choir.
Oh, and something that like I just thought of because we forgot to touch on during the bell schedule is that, okay, compared to what Belief says on like American movies, hallways, you don't get to loiter in them. You don't get to hang out and talk to your friends. Like, you have 5 minutes. If you're in A wing and you need to get to D wing, completely opposite sides of the building, you better run because you have 5 minutes. Do not stop and talk to a friend unless you really want to be late for class.
Yeah. You don't. Although there are people who do stop.
Oh, there are people stop in the hall. There are people
talk. So annoying, makes me so mad.
I'm sorry, you guys don't know what our school looks like.
You don't know what we're talking. You have no idea what we're talking about.
C-wing is like the main intersection from all the hallways coming together.
That's where everybody meets.
Will stand there and like not move, and you're like,
so annoying.
I have to get to class. Move, and you get to. By my junior year, I was like, I don't care. I'm not gonna be polite. I'm not a little freshman that's scared anymore. I'm gonna push you if you're in my way.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Exactly. Like she said, you have no time to do anything. Like maybe if you really go quick, you can go to the bathroom.
Well, though I will say, like if I'm going one way, and I've done this with you before. If I'm going one way and she's going the other, I will like say something as I'm walking still.
Yeah.
Like if I stop for a second, maybe I think I have an extra second to say something unless it's like really, really important.
Yeah.
But I don't
say hi in passing or bye. Yeah. Or like hi, bye.
Like I don't have time to like stop and be like have a full on conversation with her. Like I need to get to class. If I'm late for class, that's not good on me.
Yeah.
Like we don't. And if you're caught in the hallway still, like after the bell rings, now the policy is that you go straight to what?
In school suspension.
You go straight to in-school suspension, and that's not good.
But there are some classes which have that exception because in choir, my teachers are never in there at the beginning of class, so
Well, and if you talk to your teacher, like I think especially the hardest one to get to is if you're in A wing and you need to get to like W or P wing, which are farther than A to D is, and you have people in front of you, it takes forever just to get to class. So as long as you talk to that teacher and like let them know that it's really hard, even if you're trying to walk fast to get from one class to the other, like you have to let them know you're not like stopping and talking. And usually if you have a good reputation as a good student, they'll like be like, okay, well, do your best to get to class, but if you're not there like right as the bell rings, we'll understand. But it just depends how your reputation is at school.
I remember
you had a bad experience with that.
I did.
Remember you were like in A wing and you had to get to choir and you guys like walked across the. You guys tried to walk outside and they got in trouble for that. I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that's not what I was going to say, but she brings up a good point. Like she said, I was in A wing and then I had to go to choir, which is on the opposite side of the school, and I was in class with a few other people that were choir, so we all had the same like kind of dilemma or whatever. But we tried to walk outside and we got in trouble with the principal.
Oh my gosh, that's something like it's so strict. We're not allowed unless you're doing your senior option and you've signed at a school. You can't walk out those doors, and they will know if you walked out those doors because they have cameras. Yeah,
you do a lot of running to classes.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, a lot of people don't even. If you ask someone like in the hallway, even maybe if you don't know, like, do you know where your locker is? No. No one knows where the locker is because do we have the time to use them? No.
I had to use my locker
for Cosmo,
but I mean my Cosmo stuff. But if I didn't have Cosmo, I would not have used my locker.
I don't.
Nope.
I think I know where my locker is. I've only used it a couple times this year for like little things, but if you ask me if there's anything in my locker right now, there's not.
Another difference between a career tech and not having a career tech is me. This is again me speaking personally about my career tech because I don't know about the other ones, but we had to use our locker to put all like our equipment in and everything, and they give you time in the middle of class to go to your locker and get your stuff that you need put back or whatever. So we have time, whereas a person who's not in a career tech doesn't have that time.
Yeah.
To go to the locker.
So, yeah. And something else I just thought of that we can say really quick.
Okay.
Clothing are what we're allowed to wear.
Very strict.
What we're allowed to wear. Nobody listens to
it.
What we're allowed to wear, what we're not. A lot of the preppy girls, they dress like they're going out. Like, they always usually dress nice.
Dresses and boots
and skirts and like
the nice shirts and their makeup and hair's always nice.
And then you've got like the people that are like sweatpants and hoodies like, every day. Like, I'm gonna be comfortable. I have to be here. Oh, I'm gonna be comfortable.
And then you have people like us who are like
in between.
Like we're
in between. Like, I've worn nice stuff before, but there's also days where
you're like mostly
I'm gonna
jeans
wear sweatpants. You don't like jeans.
I own jeans.
She likes leggings better.
I like leggings, but I own jeans.
Yeah. So we have like this strict program. We're not allowed to wear I'm really not supposed to wear leggings. And we're not really supposed to wear yoga pants, which I've worn plenty of times.
Anyway, they don't care.
And
you're not allowed to wear hats. You're not allowed. If you wear a dress or a skirt,
it has to be like mid-thigh or is that
mid-thigh?
Yeah, it's mid-thigh.
It has to be mid-thigh.
And
you can't
wear shirts. You can't show your shoulder because a shoulder's so sexy.
Oh my gosh, look at that shoulder.
Look at that shoulder action.
Woo! Like it has to be like up over your shoulder.
Yeah.
So like no spaghetti straps or anything like that. You can't like wear like crop tops.
No, which people still do. I mean, every rule that you can break, aren't you not allowed to wear flip flops either?
I don't know. I've worn flip flops to school before.
Yeah, I think they've said before we're not allowed to wear flip flops.
I haven't yet this year, but in past years I've worn flip flops.
I think I've worn flip flops before too, but not recently.
I'm not gonna wear flip flops until I see some.
But they say I think they said it was like some kind of danger hazard, and it's like, how is that dangerous? Like, yes, the hallways are insane, but I mean, you're kind of at your own risk there.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, for me, when I go to school, I dress comfy.
Yeah. I dress like casual. I don't really take time to like pick out like a cute outfit or whatever.
Well, I do my makeup. I don't go to school without my makeup done.
The most I do is like my makeup and maybe my hair. Like this didn't really take that long today. It was kind of like a lazy day. But
I didn't go to school today.
I did. But like my outfit, I really like just pick out like something simple. Like just grab it, put on and go, you know. But you're also, another thing that you're not allowed to wear that people still do anyway, you're not allowed to have holes in your jeans. Like,
no. They'll make you, they make you put duct tape over it. It's so, it looks so tacky. Or they make you, like, call home and be like, oh, I need a new pair of pants.
Yeah, people still come to school with holes, everywhere, like, their knees, whatever.
I mean, there's only, we have a principal that we call her Michelle Obama. But her name was
Mrs. Whitfield.
Yeah, but it's Jacola Whitfield. Jacola. She looks like Michelle Obama.
She does.
And she's
so strict.
She's scared me a couple times. But
I hate walking past her in the hallway.
They had this. You're not supposed to be on your phone in the hallway. Nobody cares. No. You will see. You can't pass 10 people and not at least have 1 or 2 people in those 10 people on their phone.
like, speaking of phones and stuff like that, we're not allowed to listen to our headphones while we're walking in the hallway. People do it anyway. Like, I do it. Like,
there's somebody at our school that has speakers on their book bag, and you can tell when they're walking down the hallway because they're blasting their music,
which is really annoying. But like, I do that sort of. I don't do it during the middle of the school day, but like when I first get there before school starts, I walk into school and I have my headphones playing, and no one cares.
Well, let's just say on the phone situation, they've gotten a lot more lenient since freshman year. But I can have my phone out on the table, and as long as it doesn't buzz or make any noise, like my teacher doesn't care. If I'm not touching it, or let me go back. Even if I touch it, as long as they're not actually like talking, like it's fine. Like my phone can be out on my table the whole class period, and my teacher doesn't care as long as I'm not touching when they're talking.
Yeah, and during class, you have like those times where the teacher isn't talking and you're kind of working by yourself or whatever. Most likely during those times, they don't care if you're on your phone.
No. And sometimes, like, depending on what we're working on, we're encouraged to work on our phones. The
teachers be like, okay, like, go on your phones and look up this website.
Yeah, so and so.
Answer or whatever.
So we're allowed to use our phones just at certain times. Mm-hmm. And we're allowed to, like,
during study hall, you can use your phone.
Yeah, you don't have to be
during lunch. You can use your phone.
Yeah, we're always taking selfies at our lunch table, which
I wasn't involved in that.
But I love our lunch table, and by the way, our lunch food is disgusting. I
have found a few things that I have actually really liked.
Well, we have like a good selection compared to middle school and elementary. We have like a salad bar every day, and we have a pizza bar every day, and then
wrap
station every day. And then there's 2 different stations that usually have different things. Like it's different every time.
Yeah.
But
I have found it's mostly disgusting, but I have found a few things that
they can be pretty bad. But
no flavor.
But we have we definitely have different options, which is nice. So, but our lunch table every other day I have a different lunch table because of my schedules. Excuse me. Because my schedule's different, like, 8 days I'll walk in at 10:40, and, like, actual class starts by, like, 10:45. And my first thing I come into when I get to school is lunch. I go straight into lunch, because I have first lunch out of 4 lunches at our school, since they, like, divide everybody up. So, I'll walk in, and my first thing I do is I go to the cafeteria, and I sit with my lunch table. And then on B days, I still have first lunch, even though I could have had like second, third, or fourth, depending on what class you're in. And like I go to lunch and I sit with a different table. Like she's at my B-day table, which she might start going to my A-day table. But she's at my B-day table, and that's a completely different table, except for maybe like Paula. Yeah, Paula's at my A-day table too. But every day, like every other day, I sit with completely different people. So that's kind of nice.
It's kind of, I don't want to say it's rare, but not everybody has the same exact lunch every day. Like me and her, we both have first lunch every day, but that's not always the case for everyone.
Well, I don't know if this is going to be any helpful.
I know it's really long. Else we made this video for nothing.
Yeah, well, we can look. You know what? We can. Her and I can look back on this.
Look back and laugh.
We'll be like in our 40s and be like, let's look at this video.
We're gonna talk like a little old woman at 40s. Let's look at this video. I'm 40 years old and I talk like 80.
Anyway, so
I'm gonna be like, what the heck was I doing in that video?
That hurts. She's like abusing me. I don't want to sit next to you so close. Stop you. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna thank Ashley for being in this video, even though she's hurting me. She was hurting me.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I'm glad that we could do this video together, and check out my other videos, because we've done some different challenges together. And hopefully we do a few more before I go off to college. Anyway, thanks again, and I hope this was interesting, if at all. So, bye.
It's entertaining. I'm gonna go up to people I don't even talk to and be like, good luck, man. You know?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like all tearful. I'm gonna try not. I'm gonna be one of the people that's gonna try not to cry. Be okay.
I want to be that lame person who walks up on stage with my name called and be like,
I'm gonna be that one person that's gonna wear the highest heels and trip on stage.
I want to cry and you're on trip. You know, it's gonna be all bad.
I can just see it because I already know what shoes I'm wearing, and I know that if I'm not careful, I'm gonna fall on my face, and wouldn't that be the most memorable moment?
That's why you wear flats for things like this, so you don't
No,
fall.
I want to look taller. My legs have to look amazing.
Our legs have amazing. Okay, let's talk about lunch. Don't give me those looks.
I don't know what. I can't even see my face in this camera. I don't know.
You like look at me. What are you talking about? I left alone. What are you doing? Okay. Well, anyway, I think that.
But I'm gonna flip it here because I'm like.
Yeah.
No, we have to present it before you talk about it.
How are you talking about it?
No, we have to present it because I have to clip it, so it can't just be like random.
We're talking about academics.
She's so weird. That is being a blooper. I don't care what you say.
We're talking about academics.
And I just pulled her hair.
I didn't feel anything.
Here. You're in Cosmo. You should be nice to him. Ouch.
I was trying to be all cute and creepy for the camera and.
Ow.
Okay.
No, she
like
scratched me. Like, you're doing my hand. What are you talking about?
You went back.
You know what? You don't want to know what conversation we had on the way to Dairy Queen, and it was awkward.
What was it?
Well, my cousin and her friend.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That was gross.
Okay.
She's like, I'm never doing that with you. You don't know what I'm talking about.
They're probably like, what are they talking about?
You can see how like we obviously are comfortable with each other. Okay. Anyway, so so I'm gonna talk a little bit about first. That didn't just happen. I'm just gonna kick you.
I thought you were doing that because I had my leg up too, and I was like,
You're like, Pepper.
That was creepy face I made.
Anyway,
your day.
So, my day.
Do I mess up?
No, keep going. You poked me.
You made a weird noise. I got my license. I don't know why she keeps making fun of me. I probably say that, but 17 minutes.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I'm saying hi to your cat.
You hate my cats.
Don't tell that to the people. I do not hate cats.
Yes, she does.
I don't hate cats. I hold my brother's cats all the time. I go over there and I get so excited just to see them.
I got hair in my mouth now.
Ugh. I'm not a cat person.
Yeah, I don't take a career tech. Can you be nice? Oh my god, you're mean.
I was doing that to Carson earlier.
No, but you don't. You sound like you were hitting her.
I was hitting Carson with a pencil earlier.
Now she's scared. Okay, go down. Go on, baby.
Carson didn't care.
Anyway, I probably cat hair, you know. Which I've never like lived in a room with anyone before. I've lived with this one for like a week, but.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean?
I love you.
I was a great roommate.
Well, that's because she's so comfortable in my house. Like, she could go grab food and, like, I really wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
But
I'm just waiting to find out what it's like for you to share
I'm going to call her on the phone and be like, I hate this.
She's going to complain to me so much. She's going to be like, my roommate is so mean.
Stole my food.
Yeah, my roommate's such a messy person. Or, like, my roommate's a neat freak.
She's gonna complain that I'm the messy person. Because I'm the messy person.
Yeah, that's why I change it.
I'm going to be complaining because I'm going to get stuck with a neat freak person.
You're going to be like, she's a neat freak. And
every time, like, she walks in my room, I warn her. I'm like, it's probably a mess unless
my
I clean it the day before. Like, it's
my room
not
is pretty
clean.
messy, too. But